Okay, he's hit that button. It's time for another episode of The Authority. Raw.
Well, funny enough, we did start off with the Authority. Well, one half of the Authority, because Triple H wasn't in attendance.
Of course.
Now we had Stephanie and Co. kicking off the show. And Ronda Rousey.
I too.
So, I think we had a few apologies floating around first off. And then, was it Stephanie slapped Kurt, was it?
I don't remember him being slapped. Like,
there were a few hands being chucked around.
She put in a few cheap shots, like asked him how many kids he had, and
how about that?
And said like, "Oh, if you go through with this, it doesn't pay the bills. Being Raw general manager pays the bills."
Yeah. So then, I think weren't it Ronda squared up to Stephanie, and then Triple H made his appearance because he wasn't in attendance.
Yeah, we all knew he was in attendance.
Yeah, and then Triple H was like, whoa, we don't have to go down this line. We're all cool. We're all going to leave now.
Yeah. And then the announcement came on. What would Ronda Rousey's WrestleMania match be? Stephanie asked for the drum roll.
And before she even got the drum roll, Ronda Rousey went, "You!"
And it was like, whoa, hold on. Stephanie's not an active competitor on the roster.
And then Kurt was like, well, hang on a minute, Triple H. Actually, Stephanie's got 2 contracts. She's, as well as being the COO, she's still an active member of the roster. So then Kurt was like, speaking of people with dual contracts, you've got one as well, Triple H. And need I remind you, I did warn you, if you put your hands on me again, I won't be held responsible for it. So then Kurt said, it's going to be you and Stephanie versus Ronda Rousey and me.
Oh, God. Vince?
Oh, God. That'd be terrible. Be nearly as bad as when Vince and Shane faced off in that epic tag team match against Shawn Michaels and God.
Oh, that was crap. That was so crap.
So there you have it, folks. Ronda Rousey's match for WrestleMania. A mixed tag match.
The one question I want to ask is, why does Stephanie have this dual contract? She hasn't wrestled a match in, 4 years? 5 years?
Yeah, well, obviously, if I'm thinking back correctly, her last match was against Brie Bella at SummerSlam.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So, things got a bit heated there because Triple H tried his sucker punch again. But Kurt saw it coming this time.
Yeah. And he put the freaking ankle lock on him.
Oh, he's done that a few times in the past.
Yeah. Stephanie Man tried to drag Triple H out of the ring, but it didn't work. Then whilst Triple H was clutching to his ankle outside the ring, Ronda had enough. She grabbed Stephanie, pulled her up by her hair onto the ring apron, and then I was truly shocked by this. Ronda Rousey hit a Samoan drop on Ronda Rousey. No, on Stephanie. Let me just get it straight, folks. Ronda Rousey is not Samoan in any way, shape, or form.
That's terrible. That's poor form.
I thought you could only be Samoan to do the Samoan drop. Here it is. Here's the big reveal. The Rock gave her permission to do it.
Yeah, that'll come out. The Rock will have blessed her to do the Samoan drop.
Yeah.
So, that's another WrestleMania match on the card.
Oh dear, and then here's where the show went downhill.
Already?
Yeah. We had a rematch from last week.
Yeah, basically.
Asuka versus Nia Jax. Now, I think wasn't it Mick Foley and possibly Stone Cold brought this up a couple of years back. The art of selling in wrestling. It pretty much doesn't exist anymore. And this match, my God, it typified it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much Nia Jax for the entirety of the match until she went to go for that devastating leg drop.
Ass drop.
And then she missed. Asuka conveniently rolled out of the way, then went back to flapping on the floor.
Yeah.
And then Asuka went, no, Nia, I think she went to go pick her up to do a power bomb or something. And Asuka quickly got her into a armbar.
Yep.
So with that, Nia's then picked her up, power bombed her. She's still in the armbar.
Yep.
She then lifted her up again. She power bombed her twice into the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
And she still got it on. And then with that, she then picks her up again, sort of like springboards off the top rope, going to powerbomb her. And she still had it in. And eventually, Nia tapped.
Yeah.
If I wasn't sick enough of this Asuka run already, I am well and truly over it now.
And she's not even been on the main roster 6 months yet.
No.
Ugh.
Utterly ridiculous.
And she still hasn't officially said which title she's going for. It's just assumed it's the Raw one.
Maybe we'll get it after Fastlane.
Maybe.
Mm.
And afterwards we got this segment with Nia Jax crying backstage. I did not understand this segment. It was like Alexa trying to be the best friend, but she was like making it worse.
Yeah, she was getting in the cheap shots, like, don't worry, you've let your family and all your friends down, but, it's alright, I'm here to support it.
She just started crying more. I was just like, ugh. So, yeah. Okay, this is where things start to pick up here. We got my man's favourite tag team.
Oh, God.
They don't just set the bar. They are the bar.
Damn it.
Again.
And they were facing Jim Cornette's favourite tag team ever.
Yeah.
The Revival.
The apparent top guys. They've been in a Twitter war. Because that's all the rage these days.
My God, how will the world of Twitter contain it?
It was like, yeah, Revival was saying, oh, you've never beaten us. And it's like, well, because no one cares about you. Why would beating you matter in the long run?
Yeah, admittedly, I know they've had their injury issues, but they've not really done anything with the Revival since they brought them up from NXT.
Nothing at all.
So, but I'll give them their dues. This was a fairly decent match.
Yeah,
it was enjoyable.
There was a lot of good tag team moves in this.
Scott Dawson done a good job of not ruining Sheamus's mohawk. He did grab his head and the hair a couple of times.
Oh.
But yeah, no. Early on, the Bar had the advantage, but then after a time, the Revival started taking advantage of this. From what I can remember, I think it was a lot of offense on Cesaro. They kept on taking out Sheamus so he couldn't tag in. Good heel work. But in the end, you always knew that the champs were going to pull it out of the bag somehow.
I don't know. I was like, they could let the Revival win. But it didn't shock me to see the Bar win.
No.
We saw something we haven't seen in a while.
No. Sheamus took out Scott Dawson. And then Dash Wilder got hit with the neutralizer.
Ooh, Jesus.
Yes, Sheamus did have a did have a finisher before the Cesaro swing and the sharpshooter.
That's true. He won a US title with that move.
Ooh.
Admittedly, it was only against Santino Marella, so any move would have put him down.
Yeah, so they're picking up the victory in this one. So essentially, don't expect Revival versus Sheamus and Cesaro at Mania.
Good, I wouldn't put that on WrestleMania. That's a terrible idea. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, and then this was a weird one. We then, surprisingly, had SmackDown's newly acquired wrestler, John Cena,
Yeah.
appear. And he basically said he's here because he can have his say on this Sunday and he hasn't got to worry about any of the participants running out and trying to attack him.
So basically, he's saying he's a chicken. Good one.
Something like that. So yeah, and then things got weirder. After Cena then said, well, when I win the title on Sunday,
Oh,
it can be a triple threat for the title at WrestleMania. So you're still getting AJ Styles versus Nakamura.
yes, but we don't want you in that match, John Boy.
When things got weirder, he then got interrupted by Goldust.
Yeah, and I got to remind, a couple of weeks ago, Goldust was a face teaming with Cedric Alexander in the Cruiserweight division for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
And now he's back to being a heel against John Cena for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, what was his big statement? Oh, I've never had my WrestleMania moment, so I'm going to crush your dreams.
Didn't he have that Braun match against Roddy Piper?
He did, WrestleMania 12.
Where they literally had a highway speed chase.
It was a good match.
What?
I think that was the opening match of WrestleMania 12.
What do you know? So, yeah. Yeah, so there you go, Goldust. You have had your moments, you silly fool.
So, no, inevitably this led into a match.
For no reason whatsoever.
Yeah. And then as soon as the match started, you were like, well, you know exactly how this is going, so there's no point me.
Cheers for turning up, Goldie. Although he did get a cheap shot in. He got a leg low blow in when the ref wasn't looking.
But come on, people, you knew which way this was going. We're not going to detail it for you.
No.
Cena won easily.
With an FU.
Oh, boy.
Yep, that was that. Now we move on to some women's action.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Bailey. We're still waiting to turn heel.
We need heel Bailey.
And she was facing off against 1/3 of Absolution.
Oh.
Mandy Rose.
Hey, we want some Mandy.
Said no one except for you ever.
Corey Graves, he's a fan.
A little bit too much of a fan.
Yeah, he is married, by the way. I mean, I can get away with that. I'm single, but...
Yeah, so, yeah, this wasn't a bad match.
No, it was alright, but with the other two outside the ring, I just knew that there was going to be some sort of interference.
But Bailey prevailed over the numbers difference. And she won with that devastating roll-up.
Oh god, the dreaded roll-up is back again.
Yeah. Then pretty much, as soon as she won the match, she got bombarded by Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
And of course, Paige just standing there and screaming, telling them what to do.
Pretty much all she can do at the moment. I know this brought out the legit boss.
For the save.
And then, the dreaded moment. She went to hug Bailey.
Bailey rejected it.
She turned down the hug.
Bailey has turned her back on Sasha Banks.
And the WWE Universe.
Maybe.
Oh. To be continued. Oh, here we go.
Wow. We were meant to be getting introduced to Elias. Then the lights come back on, and no one was there.
No, he tried like legging it out the arena.
Yeah, it was the Symphony of Destruction match. Yeah, he got into his car, tried to pull away, and he realised he wasn't moving anywhere.
Nope.
Happened to look in his rear mirror, and he saw something that, oh no. And the camera moved around, and it was Braun. He'd picked up the car. He was holding the car up at the tail end.
Yeah.
So then Elias tried to make a quick dash for it. But he didn't get very far.
Nope.
Braun then went on a massive rampage. Tried to put him through the announcer's table again. But he failed. But then Elias got chucked into a load of acoustic guitars. He then got hit with that devastating bass over his back.
That huge bass guitar reappeared.
And then Braun gave us a rendition on the piano.
Yeah.
And then with that, he then booted one of the legs off of the piano and slammed it down on Elias.
Ow.
And that was all she wrote for Elias.
That's it.
So, I don't know if Elias will be walking anytime soon.
Yeah, the tour's over. The tour's been cancelled. I don't know about Walk with Elias. He ain't walking anywhere at the moment. Oh, God.
Yeah, then we had a rather random match between Bray Wyatt and Rhino.
Yeah, this just came out after last week when Bray Wyatt went nuts and just beat them both up for no reason whatsoever.
So, it won't shock you. Bray Wyatt won this match with a Sister Abigail.
In very convincing fashion. I don't think Rhino even got him moving.
And then the lights went out, and then Bray grabbed the mic and he said, "Come on, Matt Hardy, you coward. Come out here and face me." And then the Titantron came up, and we had broken Matt Hardy.
Broken?
No. Not yet. Shit, I'll give him the game away.
No, it's okay. You can say that now. They won.
Sorry. Woken ass.
Oh.
And he said that Bray Wyatt was right. The Great War wasn't over yet. But he was inviting him to the ultimate deletion.
Oh my God.
But he said this can't be contained within the walls of WWE.
That's good.
It can only be held in one place. And I was going mental at this part. We're going to the Hardy compound.
Oh dear. A lot of people haven't come back from that place.
No. And we got a video montage of the compound. Anyone who hasn't seen it already, where the hell have you been?
There was a lot of, like references in there.
We had the River of Regeneration.
Yeah.
We saw Skarsgård.
Oh, his dilapidated boat.
And saw one of the main people who've been waiting to see the return of Vanguard 1.
And we can't forget his lawnmower. We saw Matt's lawnmower.
The one that he disfaced Jeff's lawn with.
Yeah. Just randomly going across it going, ah!
Yes. We're finally getting the Hardy compound.
Oh, House Hardy.
But will Queen Rebecca or King Maxwell or Lord Wolfgang be in attendance as well?
Or even Senior Benjamin.
I think as well. Got to be the epic return of the Scribe. Yes, Hardy compound. And of course, Bray Tyrant said, "Yeah, let's do this."
But will it be at WrestleMania? Or not?
We shall wait and see. So,
Okay. Well,
handicap match next.
well, we should lightly touch on this. The third annual Mizzies which were goddamn awful, like the last two have been awful. I mean, he tried putting a bit of humour on these ones, like saying Seth and Finn were nominated for these awards.
Okay.
And Kurt was even nominated for an award for being like a terrible father.
Oh, God.
I know this brought out Seth and Finn. And they said, "Oh yeah. You two may have beaten me last week in what was a handicap match, but how about this week we do a real handicap match, you two against us three?"
Yeah.
And they were like laughing at him. And going, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So, I enjoyed this match. Very good. And you had some humorous teasing between Finn and Seth. Some sort of on the same level teaming. Had a couple of cheap tags.
Oh yeah, there was a few of them.
You had one where Seth was going to go for a dive through the middle rope. Finn quickly caught him, tagged him on the back. And then Seth's like, "Alright, okay, you got me there, alright."
He did.
Yeah. So at this point, Finn then decided to take it up to the next level. Finn and Seth started to take control of this match. I think it was Curtis Axel and who's that freaking idiot? Bo Dallas. They got taken out by a diving moonsault over the top rope from Finn. And it was The Miz's turn to take a beating. Seth drop kicked him into the turnbuckle. Went to go for the coup de grace. And then Seth quickly popped up, tagged him on the back, and Finn was like, "Alright, you got me back."
Going back.
Then he hit that devastating curb stomp.
Which they're referring to now as just the stomp. I don't know why.
Yeah. And Seth and Finn Balor picked up the victory.
Oh, but then this wasn't it because Kurt came out and he was like, "I've made my decision. You're not going to be facing Finn Balor or Seth Rollins. You're going to be facing both of them.
Oh my God.
Triple threat match. WrestleMania. Intercontinental title."
Wow. There you go. Another match set for Mania.
It's going to be a long, long night.
So yeah, and then we finished the show with a segment
This went on forever.
between Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean, he had the Universal title with him. You know what Paul Heyman does. He does what Paul Heyman does. Rambling. Talking about Brock.
So yeah, and then this then brought out Roman, and you saw it. Why isn't Brock here? Is he running scared or something? And you saw this crap. He's the Universal Champion. He should be here. He should be showing up.
He should.
And defending and showing the people what they deserve to see. They go, right, you tell him next week he better be here, but he better not be in a suit or whatever. He better be here ready for a fight.
And Paul did confirm it. He said, yeah, next week in Michigan, he will be there. And he will be ready for a fight.
So, could have a very interesting Raw on our hands next week.
And for God's sake, they got to sell this match, and like they're trying, bless them, with Brock's absence. They got to make it personal. It's the only way.
Yeah.
Because we saw this match 3 years ago.
Yeah.
The only way this match is going to get sold is if they make it as personal as possible. I want them both wanting to beat the living hell out of each other.
Yeah.
And that was how we ended Raw. Paul left the ring and, Roman just celebrated, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't know what he was celebrating.
He won the argument. Yeah.
Kind of. So, there you go, folks. That was your Raw for the week. So, from your hosts, the Master of the Brain Damage,
Martin?
and the one and only Sam H. We will see you again for the next one.
Broken freaking ankle.